Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome to a special live edition of our F1 Manager career save through with Ferrari. While we're waiting for the new patch to go live and to get our creative team underway, we are going to do a couple of live episodes of our Ferrari career to fill that gap. So let's jump in for round 7, Imola. So if you are not up to date with the video series that's been dropping at the weekends, then how dare you? Shame on you. You should be. Seriously, though, all joking aside, we had another retirement for Carlos Sainz. As you can see, the biggest issue we have in the Mentality Hub right now is that driver 2 retired from the race. Sargent bouncing off the wall at the end of the first sector, spinning back into the track and collecting Carlos. There was nowhere for Carlos to go. He just, innocent passenger, rounding the corner at full speed, straight into the side of Sargent, who just appeared right in front of him. So, not ideal. It's another expensive crash that we have to deal with. It's going to be yet more damage to the engine potentially, and certainly more parts we are going to have to consider replacing. Let's start off by looking at our inbox. So there you can see we lost a chassis, we lost a front wing, and then the underfloor has failed on both cars. Okay, so yeah, not looking great. Looking at the powertrain, already down a fair bit. Look, this is a second set of parts as well. Really not good at all. All right, let's start fixing things. Luckily, I do have a spare of the new chassis now. And I am now out of spare front wings. And about underfloors as well. What is currently going through production? Let's see. We are building underfloors, brand new underfloors, so that's okay. Don't need to worry about... Oh, excuse me. Don't need to worry about building any of the older ones because we've got new ones on the way. Same with the chassis. I'm actually going to increase the number of those. There we go. That'll give us 2 spares. I think. Yes. Okay. Front wing is due to finish up in 7 days. Okay. We will hold off making any spare front wings because we will switch Leclerc onto the new front wing before we're on Prix. What else was low? And this is something I can build in just a couple of days. Let's have a look. I'm fine on rear wings and side pods and suspensions. The chassis are on the way. Front wings are about to be replaced with a new model. Underfloors are on the way and in production. So yeah, that's cool. Don't need to build anything else. Right, what else are we missing on our inbox? There we go. The April in Formula One email. Okay. Let's take a quick look at where we stand. So far, we have 4 wins this season, which is very nice. Not bad from 6 races. Red Bull still yet to win a race. McLaren have won the other 2. Checking with the board, they were satisfied with Miami. Yeah, that kind of figures. given that one car failed to finish. Is there anything here I want to do? No, I don't think so. Nope. Maybe do another weather center. Let's do another weather center upgrade. There we go. How you doing, Dino? How you doing, F1 is Life? Good to see you guys. You finally bought the game today. Haven't started the team yet because you wait for the patch, but you spent over an hour making a Minardi logo. Nice. I'd like to see that when it's done. Yeah, it's amazing how much time you can lose just working on a logo. Say the updated Bravo logo I've been working on, that's probably eaten about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Right, advancing time. I'll discuss the Williams situation in a moment. I did make a note of that earlier. So we get 3.75 mil from our sponsor engagements. Very nice. No mandatory activities this month. Set up a new sponsor plan. Again, no mandatory activities. There isn't really anything in here that's jumping out at me. Don't really want to do a RASC. I suppose I... Yeah, it's a lot of points. Not going to do both of them. We'll do a school event. We're just short of engagement. Actually, I could probably unselect that one and go with something a little bit less. Let's do an engineer promotional tour. And then we'll do a weather center advert as well. There we go. That'll get us our maximum engagement. Confirm that. We'll hire 2 more engineers just to make sure that we do actually have enough. Okay, there we go. An improvement for Maya Voig. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce her surname. I might be wrong. Front wing is now ready to go into production. There we go. I'm going to rush 2 of those so I have a spare for the Grand Prix weekend. And then we'll start building normally after that. And now we've got a new slot available. So I'm going to go research, and we're going to start researching a front wing. We're at 5% across the board. I want to maybe boost tyre preservation a little bit more than everything else. Just looking to see if I can get it up to about 50%. Yeah, there we go. 50.5% improvement. That's what I want. There we go. Get 1 engineer on that. Lovely stuff. Okay. So I've now got 2 spare front wings, which means I've got enough to put onto Charles' car and still have a spare. And then we also have a spare for sights on the older spec wing. Now I'm going to go ahead and start building multiple new front wings at normal speed. There we go. 3 mil left in the bank. That is it for that. Looking at the spec on our car, do I have the new underfloor now? I do. Let's slap that onto Charles' car. Got the spare chassis. We know about the front wings. Rear wings still on the same there. Same for the side pods. We've done the underfloor. Both on the same suspension. So that is the difference between the two. Not massive if we break it down by numbers. In terms of ranking, that's what we're looking at in terms of ranking itself. Still not the quickest car, but we do still have very, very strong low and medium speed downforce, you know, the best in those two, and very, very strong high speed as well. Dirty air tolerance is good, tire preservation best on the grid. That is nice to see. And yeah, just those tiny little gains over the first car, over car 2, sorry, with car 1 there. Just little bits here and little bits there. The biggest gap, I think, is the dirty air tolerance, which has gone up about 4%, or just under 4%. Right, let's get some targets set. We're going to go for the win. The third's the highest we can offer. We'll go 5th with sights. I still think we've got a good chance of that. Let's head to Imola.
Welcome along to Italy. And welcome along to Imola. Just outside Bologna in northern Italy, Imola hosts the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, named after the region it sits in. Surrounded by woodland, this iconic track is rich with Formula One history and the legends of those who raced here. It was Charles Leclerc who tasted victory in the last race, but he will surely be looking to find the recipe for success again and achieve another podium place. Now let's get the weekend underway.
Evening, Clark. How are you tonight? Right, we're going to run some reserves tonight. We're going to put Ollie Behrman in the car. I do not have any other juniors available, so in that case, we'll put Ollie in for sights. I was going to try and run 2 of them, but only one of them is currently unoccupied. So let's go with soft tyres for Ollie. Right, we want about 20 laps of fuel, I think, for this circuit. Maybe not that many. Let's have a look at setup. Let's go with a 6.5, 12.5, 3.7. Go with a 3.4 and a 0.3. Put some practice bits in where we can. Yeah, that gearbox is going to deteriorate very quickly. definitely going to be taking penalties with sights at some point later in the season, I think. Let's go 7.13. Let's go 7.3, 3.5, and 0. And let's send them out. Do I use setup calculator? No, I don't. I don't like to use any aids or cheats or exploits or anything like that whatsoever. In F1 Manager 22 and F1 Manager 23, I had a notebook where I would keep a record of every 100% setup I got, so that I would use that as a starting point for the next time I raced there. Pick one of those setups and see how it went. But when we moved into the end of our hardcore series with Aston Martin, at the end of 23, I decided to just wing it like I had to do back in the early days, and it's just carried across into this. I have a memory of the vagueness of certain elements of the setups depending on the circuit, and so I'll go with those as a rough starting point, and then it's relatively straightforward to figure out. It's not that hard.
Temperature, how are we?
Just waiting for the patch to drop. Yeah, me too. I was hoping it would drop today. Obviously it didn't. Keep my fingers crossed for tomorrow now. I'm itching to get Brabham up and running.
Tires are still coming up.
So I've been looking for something to do to pass the time. I actually started playing Dredge earlier. Picked it up while it's on sale today, just to give it a go, because I've heard good things about it, and I had a quick go on the Chapter 1 demo, and I enjoyed it enough, so I played it for about an hour and a half earlier. Still a long way to go in that game. But I should probably be playing a bit of Dredge again tomorrow. Just sent me a pic of the logo on Twitter. Okay, let me have a quick look.
Yeah, we saw that.
To message requests. Did you just tag me in it? Why is it not showing me that then? Ah, there we go. Now I see it. Yeah,
Update
nice.
when you can.
Feels okay.
Copy, understood.
It's a bit of a shame that there isn't the right symbol for the lion. There is something, isn't there something that is sort of standing up like that? I don't know if it's like a bear or something instead. It's like with my Alfa Romeo logo that I made. You know, there is a snake, but the snake looked terrible, so I used the dragon, which actually looks like the snake in the Alfa Romeo badge. Is there something that is in that same pose? I can't remember.
The car is okay.
Yeah, everything was good.
Understood.
Okay, we're coming now to the pit.
Slow down in the pit lane. Stop on the marks.
Okay, we are way off there. Let's go. Something like that. Yeah, I could say I can't remember if there is something in that sort of upright, pose. But I like what you've done. It's very nice. Now you've got to spend ages playing with liveries to create loads of Minardi liveries. First one that always comes to my mind when I think of Minardi is the black with white striping that they used towards the end of the run when they had, what's his name? Paul somebody as their team manager. I can't remember his name now. Don't quite think that's going to do it, but we'll see. Paul Stoddard, that's it, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, back in the days of Mark Webber getting his points in Melbourne. Just for a laugh, you even tried the fluorescent yellow Telefonica livery. Hey, no judgments from me. You saw the sort of nauseous pink, blue and light blue livery that I created for the end of Brabham in '91. It's not exactly the prettiest livery, is it? There we go, 99%. Just need one click of toe and that car is perfect. How you doing, Victor?
Any feedback on the car?
Okay, getting closer, 93%.
Yeah, copy.
We can fine-tune that in the next session. Right, let's bump that up to a 7. just leave it at that for now. Let's go 32 laps of fuel and medium tyres. How's that gearbox looking? Okay. Science is back. We're going to run him for the whole session. Get that track knowledge of his up.
Green light.
Big question in the chat coming up from F1 is Life, apparently. Was Vow's right to replace Sargent at this point? Yes, I did say I would talk about the Colapinto situation. I saw the story or shortly after it broke that Williams had replaced Logan, or have replaced Logan for the rest of the season. And they've promoted up Franco Colapinto, their young Argentinian driver, to run the remainder of the season. I think I understand the logic behind it. I understand the reasoning behind it. I think they might have been better served with Schumacher than Colapinto. But they didn't really have great options in any real way. I mean, Sargent is a driver who is, okay, but has a tendency to crash the car spectacularly. And replacing him with Schumacher means that you're replacing him with a driver who, is okay and has a tendency to crash the car quite spectacularly every now and again. Colapinto is a complete unknown. Lawson would have been the best option, but Red Bull play hard to get. Well, Lawson may yet still be on the grid this year. We still don't know what's happening with Perez, because there's still every chance that Perez will get replaced at the end of the season. Antonelli was never going to be a thing. It was very explicit from Toto Wolff at the end of the Grand Prix this weekend that he wants Antonelli to focus on, finishing his F2 season and running tests with Mercedes. He did not want to put him in the Williams. He was absolutely adamant about that. So that was never an option.
Is the car okay?
There we go. We did guess the right way.
Okay.
But look at it this way. I mean, assuming that Lawson goes to Williams, Williams, with a big upgrade, looking to get some points, could end up challenging against RB. Now, if you're Red Bull, do you want to put one of your drivers, even on a temporary basis, in a team that might then take that position from your sister team, your other team, in the constructors, and therefore take extra prize money away from you? Doesn't make sense from that point of view. So I'm not at all surprised that Lawson didn't get the nod. And like I said, he might yet be on the grid later this season. Perez has probably only got 2 or 3 races left before he gets replaced himself. So yeah, I personally would have maybe erred towards Schumacher, simply because he has more F1 experience. He's also been racing for Alpine in the endurance series this year, and he's He's got 2 years of development and simulator work with Mercedes under his belt now, or a year and a half. So I think he would probably have been a better choice, on the short term than disrupting and potentially putting a lot of additional pressure on Colapinto. I think it would have been better to let Colapinto finish his season in F2. But I can understand them wanting to promote one of their young drivers. Show that their young driver program does have merit. So, yeah, on a personal level, I think I would have preferred to see Schumacher back in the car, but I can completely understand why they chose Colapinto over Schumacher. And there was no real other option. Doohan's already been promoted. Like I said, we don't know what's going to happen with Lawson. Later in this season, he could well still appear on the grid at some point. Sargent clearly was. I saw that crash that he made on Saturday, and I'm like, that's the final nail in the coffin for Sargent. I think now it's just a question of when he gets replaced, and they didn't even wait a couple of days. They replaced him today, so or they replaced him officially today, but they probably made the call to Antonelli, either the Saturday or the Sunday. So, yeah, it wasn't like they were hanging around on that one. But let's not forget as well. I mean, it's only going to be for a few races because Sainz is taking that seat next year, full time. So that might be another reason why they didn't sign Schumacher and they went with Colapinto, not to try and maximise necessarily just to maximise how many points they might get this year, but also to give him some exposure sometime in an F1 car, knowing that he will be going back into F2 again next year. So, yeah, I can see why they went that way. Right, 81%. Let's go with about 25 laps of fuel. And we've made that little tweak. We want soft tyres now on Charles' car. We want medium tyres on Sainz's car, which is now perfect. Again, he wants to run long. Let's go with about 38 laps of fuel. Check that gearbox. Yeah, went down 6%, but it's still fine. What does he do next? Who? Sargent. Well, Vowles has said that he's going to stay in the Williams family and they're going to work to continue. They're going to work hard to help him continue his driving career. So I'm guessing for the rest of this season, he will go back into a reserve testing role, and they will start looking at other avenues that they can, help him find a seat in. Maybe IndyCar, maybe endurance racing like Schumacher's been doing, maybe touring cars. Can't see him getting a Le Mans seat. But yeah, I think they'll find something for him. He won't go back into F2.
Could be.
So whether it's IndyCar or IndyCar NXT, I think those are probably the two main choices.
Yeah.
Now race moments with F1 Manager will have Colapinto in them, which is cool.
Update when
Yeah.
you can.
But there's no guarantee he's going to be any quicker than Lawson. I doubt they're going to buff his driver rating, so he'll probably be slower than Lawson. I mean, Sargent starts with a base of 78. I think Colapinto is 71, 72. So do not expect him to be a good driver. All right, there we go. 100% on the track knowledge, 100% on the setup, just lacking in the car part knowledge because new underfloor and new front wing. Just waiting now on the track knowledge for sights, and then we are done with practice. But I think I might have to refresh my lineup for Brabham. I was going to go with Schumacher and Pourchaire, but now I'm thinking I'm going to have to go with Schumacher and Sargent, the forgotten men of F1.
And there's been quite a crash. So let's take a
Ocon
look
crashing
the
at
replay.
Tosa.
Right, let's follow the action now at turn 7. And that's the moment
Yep.
the car ploughs into the wall.
Do you reckon they should add optional mid-season downgrades and upgrades to driver ratings and car stats? I mean, it'd be nice if they added in the ability to update. I know, like FIFA does, seasonal updates or mid-season updates to player ratings and stuff. And the team rating is obviously based off the staff and players. But they've never done it in this, and I don't expect them to start this year. I don't know if they're going to do it ever. If the game was every 2 or 3 years, then I think, yes, that would be a much needed feature. But the game only has a 12-month cycle, so I doubt they'll do it.
Now it's time to see who...
Oh, didn't mean to skip that. Never mind. Okay, so let's get the good stuff back into Leclerc's car. New engine goes in for the first time. Stick with that ERS, and we'll go back to the second gearbox. There we go. We'll stay as we are here, apart from the ERS. We'll swap that back over to the second ERS. And we are ready to go. Evening, Mike.
Green light. You need to learn the gears.
Copy that.
Focus on tire temps.
Yeah, confirm.
It'll be interesting to see how Antonelli does an FP1 at Monza. Yeah. I mean, only Mercedes really have any knowledge of how well he's stacking up. They've certainly not made the details of his testing sessions public, especially when they put him in equal machinery with Schumacher and use Schumacher to benchmark Antonelli. We don't know how, whether he did better or worse, or how close or how far apart they were. I wouldn't read too much into it in terms of pace as well. He's not going to be setting blistering pace. He's going to have a very specific program to run.
Track is clear.
But
It will be charge button off for last
yeah,
call.
we're still waiting on that official announcement as to when whether he's actually going to take the seat. He doesn't turn 18 until the end of August, I think, the very end of August. So they can't make that announcement until he's actually turned 18, I think, because they can't sign a contract with him until he's turned 18. So they're probably just waiting until he hits 18 before they make the announcement, which is in the next day or two, I think, if memory serves. He turned 18 a few days ago. I thought he was turning 18 later this week. Have a look. 25th of August. Oh, yeah, that was Sunday. Sunday was his birthday. So in that case, they probably will make the announcement at Monza then. I mean, I kind of figured that's where they were going to make the announcement anyway. Italian driver, Italian Grand Prix, makes sense. Italian media is going to be there in full force. Right, let's see. 112.5.
Yeah, copy that.
And 112.9. So down a tenth in the first sector, down tenth and a half in the middle, and down tenth and a half at the final sector there. Give or take. Given that it's a difference in underfloor and front wing, that's pretty much what I was expecting to see. Evening, ST. I saw something earlier as well. There's a hint of a special livery for Ferrari at Monza. Saw them wearing like black gear. I don't know if that was just a new merch drop that they've got, or whether they're going to have like black overalls and a new livery or a special one-off livery for Monza. Haven't seen the actual car itself yet. I've just seen the gear, like a black polo shirt, black cap, that kind of thing that they were wearing. So that could be interesting. You don't want another disappointing Ferrari livery. Yeah, I was disappointed with the special blue livery that they did for Miami when they partnered up with HP. It was just like, it wasn't a blue Ferrari. That was a red Ferrari with little patches of blue here and there. very disappointing. I don't think we need to run again this session, so we'll just sit it out. And we are more likely to see the car be predominantly red with insert colour here accents than not. You know, because Ferrari is always, you know, that in the end, isn't it? The Ferrari they ran at Vegas was red with white trim. The Ferrari for Monza last year was red with yellow trim. You know, the Ferrari at Miami was red with blue trim. So maybe it'll be just red and black. I think there'll be maybe a little bit more black than we've seen before, but it'll still, I think, be predominantly red. Put the scrubs on for the next session.
Green.
I'm looking forward to being able to minimise
And we need to
these driver panels in the update as well. When it says minimise, I've got this feeling. I mean, I'm hoping that they'll be just removed completely, but I get the feeling that it will just drop them back down to just, you know, a thin line, like they are when you first come out of the pits, or when you finish a race and they collapse down like that. I think that's what it'll be, as opposed to being gone completely. But we shall see. Time will tell.
Use this track that we are wisely, and you can go. And track is clear, track clear.
All right, we've got an Aston coming out.
There will be mode push for last corner, mode push.
A little delay for sidestep. (23.6) should easily beat that with Charles. 23.2, there we go. Alright, 24.9. 24.8. That's more the sort of gap that I was expecting to see. About half a tenth. And up to the line. 24.6. For a 113.2. And a 24.7. Fractionally slower, but a 112.7 in the end. So most of the time lost there by Sainz was in that first sector because of the Aston. Should be safe, but we'll prep him to run again just in case. fact, we probably won't use these tyres again anyway, so let's send them out again. Just to see if we can tighten up that time a little bit. There we go.
Currently
Improves in the first sector.
It was a good lap.
So that gets him down to within 2
Save a bit of
tenths.
fuel, please.
And that's good enough
Copy.
to get us through. Right, Hamilton might not get through. Alonso has improved enough to get up to 7th. So it's Hamilton and Stroll that are at risk here. RB just up the road through the Aqua Minerale corner chicane sequence. Hamilton is out, has failed to get through. Ricciardo fighting to see if he can survive. Albon also on a quick lap. So at the moment, Hamilton, Hulkenberg and Sargent are out. Stroll is the driver at risk. As Ricciardo now heads down to Ravazza. Ricciardo is out. I can't see Albon improving either. Or not enough. He goes up to 14th above Sargent. Just. But he is out. Okay, so new tyres at the start of the session.
Okay.
Piastri will split the two cars on the track.
Working out tires.
Yeah.
So yeah, where you see Leclerc here on the extinct pit lane, I think that's what the minimising will be. Just dropping it down to that level. And then bringing it back up to that. We'll have to see with the update. Once again, we've got an Aston popping out. Alonso this time.
Hello, Ferrari Pro.
Can go.
See if he gets in the way. I think we'll be okay this time. Now we've got an RB popping out, and that might well be a problem. Tsunoda is going to be entering Tamburello about the same time as Leclerc is, maybe. It's right on board with Leclerc. We go down the start-finish straight, the Variante Bassa. Into Tamburello. There is Tsunoda. It's out of the way as we head through the Villeneuve chicane. Into Tosa. And now we go up the hill towards Piratella. Sweep back down again. And now we're into the double right-hander of Aqua Minerale. Climbing once again into the Variante Alta. And then back down again as we go to the double left-hander for Rivazza and the end of the lap. It's a 1:13.1 for Carlos Sainz. Leclerc is going purple everywhere right now.
Try to cool it down in the inlet. Copy.
Piastri's gone a tenth and a half quicker, a 1:13.0. Leclerc, a 1:12.3, absolutely demolishes that lap. What a flying lap. That was something special. Right, here comes Max starting his flying lap. This circuit is at risk. We may not see it that much more going forward. You know, if an African Grand Prix comes in and they are in negotiations with Rwanda at the moment, this might be the circuit that goes to make space for it.
Speed limiter on. Stop on the marks.
As long as it's not coming, it's getting, you know, being dumped for another Arab oil circuit, I don't mind. But it's a shame because this is one of the few really old school circuits that's still on the calendar, and it kind of only came back because of the pandemic. But it's a circuit with real character, you know, great sweeping corners, elevation change. It's, you know, a lot of the newer circuits are just flat and boring. This one has real character. And it's a hell of a lap from Verstappen as he is less than a tenth behind Leclerc. Sainz is going to need to run again. But we're going to run them both again anyway, see if we can improve. Am I still waiting on the new patch? Yes, Adrian, I am still waiting for the new patch. That's why we're running round 7 of our Ferrari career save tonight. There goes Piastri. Evening, Mr. Water. I think I said hello to you, but if I didn't, hello.
And if possible, some full throttle will help for tire temps.
Yeah, copy.
All clear in front.
I hold push when you're ready.
All right, let's see what Sainz can do. That is Stroll going slowly ahead. He's finished, no, just coming out for an outlap. This is clear of Tamburello before we get there.
Track is
Slight
clear.
lift
Track
maybe
is
on the
clear.
exit there.
And it will be charge button off.
We've got more cars coming out of the pits in front of Charles. We do just get out in front of George, that's good. Now we've got a slow Aston. Alonso diving out of the way. Let's head back to Sainz. Sainz is improving. Leclerc is not. Not yet. Sainz moves up to third. Still no improvement for Charles.
P3.
That was a good lap.
And mode
Max
zero.
is
Coming.
on a flying lap.
Copy.
Yeah, copy.
No improvement then for Charles Leclerc.
So
It's
at the
going to come
moment,
down to
one-
Verstappen. I don't think anyone else is going to challenge for the pole. He looks like he's going slow. He's on an in-lap. So Verstappen did not beat us. Perez is on a flying lap though, just started. He might get up there. As he gets held up a little bit there by Charles Leclerc. And that might have just guaranteed us pole position. Yeah, no improvement in the first sector for Perez. Or the middle sector. No improvement at all. So we have pole position. It's Ferrari first, Verstappen second, Ferrari third, with McLaren in fourth through Oscar Piastri. Then Perez and Norris, Alonso, Russell, Stroll and Tsunoda. That is our top 10 for the Imola Grand Prix.
Not long until we get going here in Italy, with 63 laps of hard-fought motor racing.
Imola can really reward consistency, as Nigel Mansell showed here in 1992 when he became the first driver to ever win the opening 5 Grand Prix of a season.
Imola has no fewer than 4 chicanes, with the Variantes putting a slow-speed corner into every sector around this historic circuit. It's a high downforce track with sharp turns breaking up the straights. Tension continues to build here as race day begins.
All right, so there's the one stop, the strategy. I think it probably will be. What's the temperature? 30 degrees. Quite a warm one. 31 degrees predicted. Slightly below that, but still pretty warm. I wonder if I can make this work. It is slower. Yeah, even that's slower. Okay. That's only a 10th slower. I think I'll go for this, and if tyre wear is too much of a problem, then we can always up the pace again and go back to that strategy. But I think I'll aim for that. Just the extra grip, I think, will work well. Sainz's tyre wear will not be quite as good because he has had that iffiness with his confidence, thanks to 2 wrecks now. So we'll leave him on that strategy, and we'll see how we do. We'll take a lap of fuel out for both cars. We are ready to go. How you doing, Itai? Good to see you. Send them to the grid for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix.
Final checks are being carried out by the teams, and it won't be long until we get this race underway. Here's a determined Sainz lining up on the grid.
It's a promising position for them starting in P3. They'll be looking to make the most of the slipstream.
But there's no more time left. We've got a race on our hands. The crowd are on their feet in anticipation of this, the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
All right, pretty much everybody on mediums. We've got a couple of hard runners. That's George, Hamilton, Gasly, all on the hards. We have got Sainz up into second. Briefly, can he hold the position? Yes, he can. Lovely stuff. And Ocon way at the back, the only starter on soft tyres. We already have some cars running damaged components. Gasly and Bottas.
ERS.
Okay.
We are going to bolt with Leclerc. Try and get Sainz to act as a roadblock.
Try to protect position.
DRS enable. Currently P2.
Have chance.
Got a yellow flag, someone running wide, that's Sargent.
1.2. Verstappen behind.
0.3.
No replay. Unusual. Sainz holding up Verstappen there nicely.
Take care of the tires.
Can he hold him off on the run down to Aqua Minerale? Yes, he can. Gets up alongside. Shut that down. But he's going to get us into Ravazza. That means we might get the DRS here.
Keep it up.
And charge button on. Charge button
Max
on.
got it. Damn it. He's going to try and break away from Sainz now and go straight after Leclerc.
Copy. You can use K1.
Copy.
Yeah, copy.
Alright, we might be able to make a move here into Ravazza. Not quite. We will get him here on the main straight.
And charge button on.
Copy.
Go back into defensive mode. That puts Sainz into peak confidence there.
Good job. Currently P2.
It's 1.3 now.
Hopefully with this peak confidence we'll be able to hold up Verstappen for longer this time.
And you can use all the boost bar.
Yeah, copy.
Charge on.
Copy.
Charge button on.
We will let him move in front of Charles. Just want to get his battery full again first.
Yes, the RS now.
Okay. Charge button off.
This is going to be a tricky switcheroo. Hopefully I can get it pulled off properly. Ah, no, Max followed us through. Shit. Oh, no. Yeah, no, he did. Yeah.
Alright, let's concentrate. Behind we have Perez. And we are free to fight.
Okay.
Max straight through on Sainz.
Perez behind with DRS.
That has not worked out well at all. Oh, Norris develops a fault already.
Charge button on, charge on.
Okay.
Getting crowded here around Sainz. Look at this.
Yes.
And good job.
Perez and Piastri still side by side.
Yeah.
Race is long. Behind we have Sainz.
Too early to see what the fault is for Norris.
I'm trying.
Keep going.
Charge button on.
Yeah, copy that.
Ah, damn it. I didn't even realise Max had bolted. Wasn't paying attention.
Perez with DRS. Okay.
Can use K1.
Alright, so what is Norris's fault? Engine. Got a slight fault with the engine.
You can do it. I'm behind Charles.
Charge button on.
Copy that.
So 8 laps down. Third and fourth right now, but tyres are in a much better shape than the Red Bulls.
Energies are good.
Yeah, copy.
Engines are running a little hotter than I would like because we're in dirty air.
Try your best.
But Max isn't breaking away. Still easily in reach. And the McLarens are right there with us as well. Yuki Tsunoda currently in 7th place ahead of Alonso. Russell in 9th is the first of the Mercedes. Hamilton down in 12th. Let's not forget both the Mercedes are running on hard tyres. Only one of the car on the hards. And that is Gasly, who's down in 18th. Ocon up to 17th, the only driver on softs right now.
Charge button off.
Copy that.
We should slow down.
Copy that.
Sainz gets through.
You're doing good. Max in front. 1.1 now. Can use K1.
Copy.
Try and use the dirty air of the cars in front of us to keep the tyres up to temperature. Then we can really save the tyre wear.
Tires.
Okay.
Leclerc has a look and gets through on Perez.
And charge button on.
Okay, copy.
And stays in DRS range as well. Let's take a look at that replay. Into the Variante outer. Gets it done.
Yes.
And Sainz has made the move on Verstappen.
You're doing a good job, keep doing that. Currently P1.
All right, now we're going to have to up his tyre wear again. He's going to be too slow otherwise.
Maybe also for you improve the pace there.
Tyres will fall out of the window. Still looking to go hard tyres for Sainz.
In front we have Verstappen.
We're nicely on target for that. Like to try and go to softs with Leclerc if at all possible. Does mean he's going to be very slow in the middle of the Grand Prix though. Right up before he makes that stop.
Yeah, copy. We'll get there.
Continue, keep going.
Gasly's fault escalates. That continues. We might not see him finish this Grand Prix.
Weak.
Yeah, no worries. 2 worries.
Fabian is now Perez.
RBI 1.5. You can slow down.
Yeah.
Norris has now dropped off the back of Piastri. Don't know if his engine fault is temporary or permanent yet. It definitely appears to be hurting him slightly. Now Hülkenberg gets the fault, and that's a serious fault.
Well, yeah, right. It's certainly...
No help from Crofty. Going to dive up the inside at Ravazza. Lovely move.
So deployed.
We are first.
Good job. And tires are good to push.
big, healthy margin over Max. Let's see if we can break away from him on this lap. Peak confidence now. Very high for Sainz, and if he gets past Max on this lap, which I think he might well do, then that should get him up towards peak as well. Could be on for a new fastest lap here. Current fastest lap is not showing. Did a 1:19.4 last time. I don't think that's it. 1:17.9. There we go.
You have the fastest lap.
And Sainz does get through.
You can push more if you want.
And let's see if we can break him away as well.
Good job.
You have Charles car in front. And Charles 2 seconds in front.
Can use energy.
Max might respond this time.
Okay, understood.
Entire phase update when you can.
Norris now 2.5 seconds off the back of Piastri. Not able to keep up with the increase in pace. We have broken away from Max with both Ferraris now. Push sights just a touch more
On
the battery.
focus on tires.
Okay.
And charge button on.
There we go. 2.5 second gap. And that means Max might now come under pressure from Perez, as Norris falls a further second behind. Now Bottas develops a fault. Hülkenberg is into the pits. That's a very early stop. Gone onto hard tyres. Ocon has already made his stop. I didn't see that. Oh wow, yeah, some of these mediums have really worn out. Look at Magnussen. He's going to be stopping at the end of the lap. 28% left on his tyres. So this is definitely a two-stop strategy for Magnussen. Hülkenberg and Ocon probably still two-stopping as well. Nobody else even close to a pit stop at the moment yet. As Russell moves up past Alonso into 8th place. Hamilton still in 12th. Keeping a watching brief on Stroll. And into the pits comes Kevin Magnussen. Slow stop, problem with the left rear.
Now down to the pits. There's been a hold-up.
You need to push more.
on.
Put them into low defense.
Copy.
Stick to the racing line. It'll make it easier for our drivers to get past each other. They'll lose less time fighting as well. As Piastri has moved up into third place, Perez is through. Max now down to fifth. Norris with that fault, which is looking more and more like it's a permanent fault, down 6 seconds now. As soon as he lost the DRS, that was it for him. Max now back in front of Perez. And he will almost certainly get past Piastri here. Sargent will probably be next into the pits. Valtteri's not too far away from a stop either. Oh, and he's having a look. Yeah, blocked into Tamburello there by Piastri. Good defensive driving. And that opens the gap up a bit more. It's now 4 seconds.
And charge button on, please.
Some big gaps opening up. The gap between Hamilton and Albon's 9 seconds. Bottas, with that fault of his, is a further 16 seconds back. And then a big gap from Joe to Hulkenberg, although that is pit stop related as well. And this time Max does get alongside and completes the move into Tamburello.
Copy.
We are coming up to lap. Esteban Ocon and Magnussen.
We are still in the race. Oh boy.
There they are.
Sainz behind with DRS.
Charge off.
Copy, copy.
Sainz will have a look, maybe. Yeah, squeezing through, under braking. Going to be a bit more aggressive with the
Take
tyre
out the
saving
tyre.
for Charles now if we want to make this
Yeah, copy.
stop onto soft work. I'm also going to get him to hold position.
I think Carlos is struggling.
At the moment, continue.
He immediately is like, no, I don't want team orders.
Why? Copy.
Charge button on. Charge button on.
Copy.
energies are good.
Copy.
It will be charge button off.
Yep.
We are P2.
Max and Piastri still swapping places back and forth for third.
Piastri behind.
That's Bottas who's been lapped. He has now made his stop onto hard tyres. Sargent has also stopped and he's gone onto a set of softs and immediately locks them up. Just out of the pits. And a big lock-up at Tosa has taken a lot of life out of them already.
Now we can see what happened. Now this was the 7th corner. The brakes couldn't cope. By that point, it was just too late.
I do like it when you just switch to something and you immediately catch something happening.
Currently P1.
Have Charles car behind. Point 2 behind.
Let's look at stretching the lead a bit now.
Yeah, copy.
Adami just giving some comfort to sights there, saying you're not going to be overtaken, don't worry. It's only temporary though. Just to try and further improve Charles' tyre wear. Max is going to be stopping very soon. Might be at the end of this lap. Might go another 1 or 2 laps. Depends how much he's pushing his tyres. Gasly may well box at the end of this lap. And he does.
Charge button on.
Now Ocon's got a fault. That's a bad stop. The engine's disappearing. It's a key indicator there. It's an obvious sign that there's about to be a slow stop. Still, Max cannot get clear of Piastri. Every time he does, he gets overtaken again. Getting closer and closer to his first stop. I wonder if he's going to two-stop. If he goes softs, he's two-stopping. Still 41 laps to go, including this lap. The hard tyres can do it. But it's not optimal. Sainz into his pit window now. Verstappen staying out. And we've got the gap up to 7.2 seconds as Max does retake third from Piastri there. Perez about 3 seconds back. That's important because they're very close in terms of tyre wear, so that we might yet see a double stack from Red Bull when it comes to pitting. Yeah, it's very quiet tonight, or is my YouTube broken again?
It should be soon.
All right, this is probably it for Max. Piastri's going to box on the same lap as well. We're probably going to see Perez coming in at the same time as well. So we could get a real bit of action going here. 3 cars at once. Evening, John. How are you tonight? Who's got a fault now? Ricardo.
And as far as we can tell,
Does not help us, but it has highlighted a very interesting little group of cars, all nose to tail here. Russell, Stroll, Alonso, Ricardo and Hamilton. And we've got a yellow flag. It wasn't Sainz, it was someone else.
Big shunt on the main straight.
here we are now, down at turn 17.
The two Haas cars coming together.
And not just one car involved in that.
He spun, lost it, and clipped Magnussen there. Which kind of kept him pointing in the right direction, so...
while all that was happening...
bit cheeky, but it saved him a bit of time. Max is staying out. Piastri and Perez are both coming in. Not a good stop. There goes Perez.
Oh dear, that's not a good stop.
Problem there for Piastri. Norris still with that engine fault. And Max now 9 seconds behind. Nearly 10 seconds. Now that is 10 seconds. We'll be boxing this lap. Evening, Junior. All right, 2 more laps with Sainz. And then comes Max. Ooh. Problems with the right rear. Not a huge delay, but it might be enough to drop him into the clutches of Perez and Piastri. There is Max. Piastri's going straight for it into Villeneuve. Sweeps through. And is Perez going to have a look at Tosa? He is. So Max drops down an extra 2 places. Alonso and Stroll have both boxed, as has Ricciardo. That's left Hamilton and Russell now in 4th and 5th.
Pit confirm and box.
Yeah, happy to box.
And you can push now.
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking, John and Junior. Norris now into the pits. That engine fault has not cleared, so his chance of a podium is pretty much gone. See how far behind the Red Bulls he pops out. At least he gets a clean stop. Russell and Hamilton have gone through. There goes Piastri and Perez. Wow, they're right on Hamilton already. There they are. And Norris only now gets to Tamburello, so he's 8.5 seconds behind. He'll be 10 seconds down by the time he gets to the end of the lap, I think, given his tyres are not up to temp. Depends how long it takes for Piastri and Co to get past Lewis here. Sainz into the pits.
And we need to increase pushing status. Free to fight.
Yeah, copy.
2.4, that's not bad. Clean.
Was the white line all clear in exit?
We will get out comfortably ahead of the McLarens and the Mercedes and the Red Bulls. Nearly get clobbered there by Sargent.
You have Charles coming from.
Or is that Al? No, that's Sargent, yeah. Right, so 27 seconds the gap between our two drivers. Piastri is up past Hamilton, trying to find a way past George. Probably going to have a look into Tosa. No, thinks better of it. Russell will almost certainly box at the end of this lap, I would imagine. Well, maybe not. I mean, looking at the tyres, that's potentially a two-stop for Hamilton and Russell there. We're not even at half distance yet, and they've run out of hard tyres. One of my opinions about Lewis going to Ferrari. It was a surprise when it happened. I think at the time it was definitely the right call. Not looking quite so good a decision at the moment, given Ferrari's dropping off and Mercedes starting to come good at last. But I'm excited to see him in a Ferrari. It's always good to see a British driver go to an Italian team and try and win them over. Mansell was adored by the Italians when he joined Ferrari. They loved his fighting spirit. They nicknamed him the Lion, Il Leone. Oh, that gets a big push wide there by Verstappen on Piastri. And that's cost him the position. Max shutting the door in no uncertain terms there. And we are approaching the pit window.
And push.
Two fastest lap for Max Verstappen. A 1:16.8. Second quicker than we did with Leclerc earlier on in the Grand Prix. Surprised it's taken that long for that to happen, to be fair. And Sainz sitting very comfortably here, 12.5 seconds ahead of Verstappen. He has got the net lead now as well, but Leclerc will be on much faster tyres when he does make his stop.
Tires are ready.
Yeah, copy.
Thought he was going to retire at Mercedes. I think most people did. I don't think many people really believed he would actually leave Mercedes to go to Ferrari. And had they not really dropped the ball so badly with this new change of regulations that they're only now getting on top of, I think he wouldn't have done. I don't think he would have left the team. If they started 2022 with the sort of performance gap to Red Bull that they have right now, wouldn't even have entertained the issue. But for a couple of years, he had a car that was, you know, utter dog shit compared to what he was used to. And they kept ignoring him on the driver cockpit position for 2 generations of the car. And I think that might have contributed as well. The fact that they weren't listening to his input. Bottas is close to retiring. What is that fault that he has right now? It's gearbox. Yeah, at some point that gearbox is going to start smoking and then he's going to retire. He might peel off into the pits before then. Does he box? He does. This is to retire the car. Still got loads of life in those tyres, so this is a retirement for Valtteri. I have to say, I do like the fact that, you know, this kind of fault will now force drivers to just retire mid-race rather than going until their engine explodes. That's one of the things I do really like about the new what's the word I'm looking for? Fault system, you know, mechanical wear system. So Hamilton has boxed for a set of mediums. They've got to go 31 laps. Well, 30 because he's about to be lapped. Sargent's fault escalates. No, that's his first fault. There is Leclerc getting ready for the lap. Well, he might not actually lap Hamilton now. ...2020 was their best season. Yeah, I mean, that car was an absolute beast. They actually changed the regulations for 2021 because of how good that car was. Introduce a technical directive. And that's why wasn't quite as quick in 2021. Still a quick car in 21. But, you know, 2020 was just that little bit too good. Alright, how close are we to stopping? Well, next lap. We'll go one more lap. This will bring us out probably around about 8 to 10 seconds now behind Sainz. We should come out just in front of Verstappen. And then, you know, we'll have those brand new soft tyres to play with. We'll easily take the fastest lap back. Magnussen has some damage. What's he done? Not seeing anything popping up. Maybe they popped it for the wrong driver there. unless he damaged his underfloor. Oh, we are. Oh, no, wait, that's a Williams. I thought we are closing on Hamilton. So Hamilton should be able to stay ahead with those brand new mediums of his. Evening, Daniel.
An increased pushing status, a bit more.
Yeah, copy. And we need to increase lift and coast. Copy. No lift off needed. You are doing a good job. Copy.
Ocon into the pits. I can go another lap. I'm going to go another lap,
Now box.
just so that I can really hammer the softs for a flying lap and not have to overcompensate with tyre saving. Get them back to where they were. Norris's fault escalates.
But it looks like they're carrying some kind of...
So we know his engine's been playing up since early in the race. It's now getting worse. He's 12 seconds off the back of Perez. Now Stroll's developed a fault as well. That's a gearbox issue. Sainz has upped his gap to 14 seconds now. We should still be coming out somewhere around about 3 or 4 seconds. Maybe 5 seconds ahead of Max, I think. Yeah, it's about 28 seconds, I think, for a pit stop. We've got a 33-second lead, so we're looking at about 5 seconds, assuming that it's a clean stop.
Decline.
Uh, 2.42, good stop. We're going to see Sainz go through on the timing screen. There he goes. He's already through Tamburello.
So at the moment you have P2.
Next car in front is signed. Car behind is Verstappen.
And there we go, 5.7 seconds. That's about what I would thought it would be. Maybe slightly bigger gap.
And we need to take care of these tires.
We need you to increase.
Right,
lift and
let's
coast.
give Sainz a chance at the flying lap.
You can use K1.
Okay.
You're looking to start your own team. Any advice? What do you want to theme the team around? Do you want to just make it themed around yourself? Do you want to theme it around a former manufacturer, a current manufacturer? You know, if you're going to go down that route, you know, try and create a logo that is realistic, if you can. Maybe look at historical liveries if you're looking at resurrecting a team. I'm doing Brabham, or I'm going to be doing Brabham when the patch drops. Dino is doing a Minardi in the chat when the patch drops. You know, there's options out there.
Low flex.
We'll give Science a second bite at the cherry. Oh, he hasn't got enough battery for a second bite. All right.
Very good lap.
There we go. 1:15.6 is our benchmark to beat.
All good.
Charge button on.
Okay.
We're going to push Charles at the end of this lap. And you watch him absolutely obliterate Leclerc's lap time.
Need you to push.
Copy.
Use the energy.
Copy that.
And tires are okay.
Copy.
So at the moment you have P2.
10.5 seconds to the lead. Seven seconds to Max.
So next car behind is Verstappen.
Let's lift off.
Okay.
No purple in the first because we didn't have the DRS. But we should go purple second and third sectors. We've already taken 2 seconds out of Carlos. There's the purple middle. Make that 3 seconds. Make that 3.5 seconds.
You have the fastest lap time.
1:14.3. Much faster time.
Charge button on.
Copy that.
The gap now
And try to
6.8.
cool down the tires as much as possible.
Copy that.
And there we see 1.25 seconds quicker. Ferrari 1-2. Well, it's looking that way, but I mean, stranger things have happened. Sainz was a completely innocent participant in a big shunt with Sargent at Miami, which would have been a good 1-2 for the team, but that forced a retirement. Could happen again here today.
Flashing blues for Albon in front.
The gap's come down by another half a second. Okay, so what was I about to check? Yeah, who's been lapped? Everybody up to and including Albon. Hamilton is up next. And Hamilton is just going through Aqua Minerale right now, so he's safe for a little while. But we'll probably catch him by the end of the race. What pace is he doing? 118s, we're doing 117s. Yeah, we should. Well, 20 laps to go for this. Yeah, it'll be tight, but we should catch him. Gap's down to 5.5 seconds.
And solid blues for Hulkenberg in front.
Going to be another winless race for Red Bull, yet to get off the mark this season with wins. It's been 4 wins for Ferrari and 2 for McLaren so far in the opening 6 races. This is round 7. Let's cut back to the battle for 3rd, and 4th and 5th. Perez might just get dropped from DRS range here. Detection point is about here. Yeah, he's outside of range. Is that Max pushing? Yeah, he did a 116 across the line. He's pushing. Trying to open that gap up. There's Piastri. Norris now 23 seconds off the group. Yeah, his engine's really struggling now. In fact, he's at risk from Tsunoda. He's doing 119s. Alonso could get him at this rate. Alonso probably will get him at this rate. Gets alongside into Tamburello, and there we go. Move is done. There is Alonso. He's got Danny Rick right behind him, although Rick has a problem with his car. That's a gearbox issue. Another 6/10 taken out of Sainz's lead. Leclerc is now just 4 seconds behind. Closing in very nicely, although tyres are about to dip out of the window. There they go. Get a little bit more temp back into them. Norris trying to hang on. Alonso is 8 seconds behind. He took another second. Oh no, he pushed. A 1:16.5. He smells blood in the water. Been given the hurry up there from the pit wall. Where's Hamilton? He's still down in 12th. That's where he started. Hasn't made the progress I thought he would. He is lapping faster than Stroll, though. But it's not looking like he's going to get points. And he might do, actually. If he's catching Stroll, and Russell is only just in front of him, he may yet be getting himself into the picture to fight his teammate for points. Norris gets back in front of Tsunoda. And here comes Stroll. Russell has him covered off. Some really big gaps. And some small gaps as well.
And you are doing a good job on tyres. Keep it like this.
We get up to Zhou to lap him for a second time.
And we need to take care of these tyres.
And that's Sainz just ahead of us there. As we go into Piratella. And then back down the hill towards the Aqua Minerale.
Tyre phase update when you can.
It's just 2 seconds. And more traffic in the way.
Next car in front is Sainz. Gap to him 2.0.
Next up, Hulkenberg and Sargent, I think. Or is that... No, that's not. That's Magnussen and Ocon. 15 laps to go, and the gap is just 1.7 seconds. I think Norris has found some pace from somewhere. He's gapped Tsunoda. Alonso has not closed the gap. I think he's dropped a little bit further behind. Hamilton has started to catch Stroll now that Stroll has been dropped.
Gap to Sainz 1.1.
So it might be 10th and 11th for Mercedes. Hamilton lapping, let's see, what did he do across the line? About the same pace as Russell, so not enough to close the gap, which is still around about 5.5 seconds. So Leclerc is now on the hunt, both cars with DRS. And I can now put him back onto medium for the remainder of the stint. Or, you know, light push.
Continue like this.
No way through at the Variante Alta. Will he have a look on the run down to Ravazza? He's thinking about it. Thinks against it. And now he'll get him.
So at the moment you have P2.
Side by side as they approach Tamburello, and then he's through. And that is Ocon. Ricciardo's fault escalates.
But the car's definitely not happy.
And Russell now all over the back of him. Ricciardo's pace has definitely dropped off. Hamilton's upped his pace a little bit for a push lap. He's closing in on Stroll. So maybe both Mercedes will get some points. It depends how much pace Ricciardo's going to lose now. We've seen what happened to Norris when his fault escalated. You can see he's now 25 seconds, nearly 26 seconds off the back of Perez. Through goes George, and he'll get the DRS as well. No defence at all for Ricciardo. There's Stroll and there's Hamilton. And off goes George. Hamilton's now just a second behind Stroll as we ride the ham cam. McLaren Sainz side by side. Sainz can't quite get through, has to yield at Tosa. And Ricciardo's already 2 seconds behind George. Yeah, I think both both Stroll and Hamilton are going to gobble up Ricciardo here. Hamilton will get the move on Stroll here and then should be able to leapfrog straight onto the back of Ricciardo. There is the move. That's Lewis up to 11th. And immediately into DRS range of Ricciardo. Let's check tyre wear. So 54%, 53% for George. Tyres are about the same. Nobody at serious risk of burning out their tyres. Joe stopped again for his second set of softs. Not been a good weekend for Sauber. Ricciardo has another fault.
But there!
Oh man, his car is falling apart. So we know his gearbox is bad. What else has gone wrong? Engine or ERS? They're both going to get him here, both Hamilton and Stroll, I think. There goes Hamilton. Here comes Stroll. Oh, he keeps Stroll behind, and that's good for Hamilton. What is that second fault? His ERS as well. So not only has he got problems with his gear shifts, he's now got a problem harvesting or deploying energy on top of that. 10 laps to go. It's still very close between the two. Leclerc has the pace. I'm tempted to just break him away and avoid the risk of them hitting each other.
And Charles, no lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Copy.
And try to increase pushing status.
Oh, now that's interesting. That's Ricciardo right in front. So we could yet get involved in the battle for 10th. Depends how much we hold up Ricciardo. Sorry, how much we hold up Hamilton.
Sainz behind with DRS.
As to whether Stroll can try and sneak his way through. And likewise, once we've got through, we could affect P9. Maybe even P8. Right, there we go. That's the gap.
And charge button on.
Copy.
We'll stop overheating Sainz's engine this way as well,
Lift and coast.
if there's a couple of seconds between them. As he won't be running in the dirty air all the time. Tsunoda back in front of Norris. There is Hamilton, there's Stroll, and there is Charles Leclerc. Stroll lifts to let Leclerc through. He lifts in a really bad spot. That's going to cost him a lot of time. Sainz is going to get him as well. At the end of the straight, on the way to Villeneuve. There's Hamilton pulling away. Here comes Stroll back onto the back of him. There is Sainz. It's 4 seconds to George. Now, if Hamilton can stay with Charles. Oh no, he can't. Charles long gone. We're going to affect the fight here, though. This is either going to give Stroll an easy run at Hamilton, or he's not going to be close enough to get the move done. Because Hamilton's going to have to pull over right at the beginning of the straight here.
Flashing blues.
And there goes Stroll. And he gets through. I thought that might happen. He had the DRS off the back of Sainz. And he just swoops on through. So it did affect that position there. And the gap, though, you can see, has gone up to 6 seconds now to Russell. Yellow flag on the track. That is one of the Williams cars. Is it Sargent? No, it was Albon. Oh, it was Joe.
Now we're at turn 11 now.
I could have sworn I saw a Williams going off at
You can see the lockup.
Variante
Just
Alta.
unable to do much about it.
Right, there is George. And the 2 Ferraris are closing in on him.
How are the tires? Temperature.
This has been a very comfortable race for us. A lot more comfortable than I thought it was going to be. And again, if George is able to let the Ferrari through quickly and without losing too much time, he's going to lose a bit here. And Alonso has to lose a lot of time to let the others through. 8th position could be in play for Russell. See, he's lost a couple of seconds there. There's only one of the Ferraris through, the other one's still got to come through. Hamilton's closed the gap up as well to 4.5 seconds. As a result of that, he's got back in front of Stroll, but Stroll is right there. And there is still time for us to lap Alonso with at least one of our drivers, maybe both.
Five laps to go.
Copy.
This is the closest fight at the moment of any significance. We've got Gasly and Zhou swapping places, but that's for the last place. This is for the last point. Russell is going to have to pull over for Sainz in exactly the same spot he pulled over for Charles. And that will bring the gap down to Hamilton by another second or so. Three seconds the gap now. Russell now 6.5, nearly 7 seconds behind Alonso, but Alonso is got the two Ferraris closing in. There is Leclerc. Could have a real grandstand finish here in the fight for 8th, 9th and 10th. Four laps to go.
4 laps to go.
Copy.
Have you there translating into Italian for me? Hamilton just gets the gap down to under 3 seconds. Briefly, it's gone back up again. Oh, Alonso is very slow on the run up to the Variante Alta there. It's one of them through. Second Ferrari is still coming, but Alonso will now get DRS here off the back of Leclerc, so that was quite clever from Alonso. Letting Leclerc through where he did means he can now try and stay with him. See the rear wing open up. 3 laps to go.
3 laps to go.
And that, I think, has just saved Alonso. Piastri has dropped to 6 seconds now behind Verstappen. Perez another 4.5 seconds further back. Norris is now 3.5 seconds off the back of Tsunoda. Don't think Alonso can catch him. Wow, actually, maybe. We are lapping 2 seconds a lap quicker than Norris. What's the gap? Heck, there's time. Just about. There is just about time. But Alonso needs to stay with Leclerc. If he can't get the DRS, he can't have a chance of getting Norris. Crucial lap for Alonso. Did he get the DRS? No, he didn't.
And 2 laps to go.
Copy.
2 laps to go. Oh, Verstappen now develops a fault.
It's not only upshifts, it's a downshift.
He's got some gearbox problems. I don't think that's going to let Piastri back in, though. Gap's too big. Can Norris hang on? If he gets lapped, might drop him into Alonso's clutches. I think he's far enough ahead that he's going to be okay. He's just about going to hang on to 7th, but it's going to be tight. Russell is safe, I think, from Hamilton. Hamilton's still having to defend from Stroll here. And Ricciardo's now 12.5 seconds behind these two. His car is literally falling to bits. Dominating form. Yes, the Ferraris have been mighty here today. And we don't have all the upgrades on Sainz yet. He doesn't have the new front wing. He doesn't have the new underfloor. Stroll makes the lunge. Hamilton just about fights him off, but Stroll will have DRS here. Still alongside, and that, I think, is it. The move's going to happen. There it goes. Rear wing opens. Stroll goes through. Alonso is now just 1.5 seconds behind Norris, but crucially, he's about to get blue flagged for Sainz here. And he's going to get held up by the Alpine as well. Norris is going to survive. Somehow he survives. There is Leclerc. He's done enough. Let's turn our attention back here. A lunge into Rivazza. Could do it. He's having a look at the Variante Alta. Can't do it. Can he get the inside line, though, into Rivazza? He's got the... He's got him. He's got him.
Yeah,
Hamilton takes the final point with 2 corners to go. Charles Leclerc wins. Carlos Sainz is in second place. It's been a comfortable 1-2 victory.
That's Leclerc. Charles Leclerc is today's
Hamilton
winner.
does just
And
hang
there
on
it
for the
is,
final point
a
there
win for
through the last
Charles
couple of
Leclerc.
corners.
You can't say they didn't earn it. They put in an amazing performance today.
There we go. There's no other point battles going on. Norris is going to have to do another lap. He's not going to catch Tsunoda, I don't think. Or is he? Tsunoda had a really bad lap on the last lap. He's got a slight tyre deficit, but Norris has got all those faults. Back marker. Gets out of the way. That's Hulkenberg. Yeah, it's still 2 seconds. Tsunoda will take 6th place. Norris will have to settle for 7th. But given the state of his engine, that's not a bad result. Right now with Ferrari, and it's pretty easy to dominate the Red Bull. Yeah, it's not been as challenging as I thought it was going to be. I didn't think it would be a massive challenge, but I didn't think it would be this easy. Mentality plays a big thing at the moment. Too big a thing. And that's why Red Bull was so dominant in our Goodwood season, because Max just got on a mentality roll and just went into each race with over-the-top stats.
What a well-deserved win that was.
Oh, that's a wonderful scene. The team getting their first chance to congratulate their driver on a job well done.
But I'm guessing his mentality in this file is not good.
Certainly proved his worth with a terrific drive today.
He's not looking happy on the podium.
It gets even better for the team, with both drivers scoring a podium finish this weekend.
Well, Formula One certainly feels at home in Italy, And it looks like those three feel right at home too.
Great first home race for Ferrari under new management. Dominant 1-2.
As far as Ferrari are concerned, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling after that race?
I doubt they could be much happier. A win and a podium place. What a great way to round out the weekend.
And that's about it for our time here in Imola.
I will probably end
Grand
this
Prix,
series
make
at the
sure
end
you
of the
join
first
us
season.
At the renowned city circuit of Monaco. Prepare yourselves for one of the most legendary rounds of the season.
Just because it is so easy right now. So there we go. It is a win for Charles Leclerc with the fastest lap. Sainz in second, Max down to third, Piastri fourth, Perez fifth, Tsunoda up 4 places to take sixth. Then it's Norris, Alonso, Russell, and Hamilton getting the last point. Only Norris and above on the lead lap at the end there. We lapped everybody up to and including Alonso. In the bottom half of the standings, it is 11th for Stroll, 12th for Ricciardo, whose car was literally shaking itself to pieces right there at the end. Then it's Albon in 13th, Ocon in 14th. Good result for him. 15th for Magnussen, 16th for Sargent, 17th for Hülkenberg, 18th for Gasly. Then Zhou 19th and 3 laps down, and Bottas retiring with a major engine issue. In the driver's standings, Ferrari have Leclerc top of the driver's standings on 158 points, win number 4 this season, and 1 sprint win for him. 26 points puts him 32 points clear of Max Verstappen, who gets a podium again. 7 podiums this season, no wins. Then 13 points further back is Lando Norris, just 6 points for him this weekend. Good points for Sainz, that's up 18. He's had 1 DNF, but he has ruined 2 cars so far this season. 1 race win, 1 sprint win. So he is definitely starting to make some forward progress. 3 points behind Norris and only 16 behind Max. Oscar in 5th on 83 points, and it's Perez 6th on 78. Alonso moves up into 7th, 2 points clear of George Russell, who drops down into 8th. Tsunoda moving up above Hamilton into 9th place by 2 points, 4 behind George. And then it's Stroll in 11th, Ricciardo in 12th. Nobody else has scored points. It's Bottas 13th, Albon moving above Hülkenberg into 14th, Ocon, Sargent, Magnussen up into 18th above Gasly, and then Zhou in 20th and last. Constructor standings look like this. Ferrari with 268 points, getting the maximum of 44 again this weekend. Red Bull in second are now 64 points behind. Then McLaren in third on 196, 8 points between them and Red Bull. Pretty close between those two. Mercedes in fourth on 52 points, only scoring the 3 today, but only 4 points scored by Aston, so gap only comes down by 1. It's still a very healthy 13-point lead. Then it's RB 12 points further back, picking up 8 points tonight. Then Sauber in 7th, Williams up into 8th above Haas in 9th, Alpine in 10th. Let's have a look at the pit stops. RB get the 2 quickest stops. Look at that, Tsunoda and Ricciardo, first and second. McLaren in third, Ferrari 4th and 5th. Then it's Aston, Sauber, Aston, Williams, Haas, Red Bull, nowhere in sight. So McLaren moved top with 122 points against Red Bull with 121, and RB up 2 places to tie with Red Bull on 121. 43 points for them tonight. What a great result for them. We stay 4th, closing the gap. We are 15 points away from second and third now. 22 points for us. We pull ahead of Alpine nicely there, who failed to score any points this weekend. Williams up by another 2 points there. Aston jumping Mercedes by 1 point. Then it's Sauber in 9th and Haas in 10th. There you see our stops, both in the 2.4 range. Nice. We get maximum payout there of 1.2 mil. Actually, it's more than that, but after the contract bonuses are paid out, it gives us 1.02 mil. So Let's head back to HQ. Monaco is up next. Let's take a look at the Mentality Hub. So the biggest issue, as you can see, is that Sainz retired from Miami. Looks like there's a little bit of an issue with the text box being too big on this page here. Or the text being too big for the text box. So taking a look at Sainz, he is unhappy with his salary. Well, tough, you're not getting a raise. He's unhappy at missing practice. Tough. Unhappy at being replaced. Tough. And unhappy with his personal race retirement, Miami. That's unfortunate. It wasn't his fault. Happy with team performance, in terms of the constructor standings, he's very happy with that. Happy with the team race results in Imola and the qualifying results. And he's very happy with facilities and other staff. And you see the biggest issue for the team so far is the fact that, apart from Tondi, everyone is just grumpy about the fact that Carlos didn't finish in Miami. Behrman did get a run, as you see, in F2 there. He's getting some mentoring. I'm guessing that's from... I don't know who that's from, actually. Is that from Leclerc? Doesn't say who he's getting mentoring from, but getting some mentoring there from one of our drivers. Maybe it's Sainz because he sat in for Sainz. I don't know. But he got a nice little boost there from participating in practice. And he was very happy with the F2 results as well. We'll have to check out the F2 race results in just a second. Bobby Schwartzman, he is getting some mentoring as well. So maybe it's just the fact that he's he's in the young driver program. Maybe that's what it is. Mentoring again from Dino Beganovic. He gets a lot of mentoring boost there in terms of happiness. What about Maya? Yeah, she again gets a big mentality boost for mentoring. And Aurelia also getting a nice boost for mentoring. Alright, let's take a look at our inbox. Suspension has failed. That's going to need to be replaced. Expected result was second. We finished in first. Expected finish was fifth. We finished in second. Very nice. F2 talents. Dennis Hauger has a lot of potential. Well, we've got more than enough in our affiliate program right now. Although, I do need to approach Kimi Antonelli. Do need an Italian youngster in the team. Let's take a look at the F2 results then. So, starting with a sprint, Ollie wins the sprint. Kimi in fifth. And then in the main race, Ollie wins the race as well. Kimi in third. So, excellent weekend for Behrman there. Fastest lap bonus point in the Grand Prix for him as well. Let's see, Dino Beganovic wins the F3 race and second in the sprint. So, a good weekend for him as well. Lovely stuff. Right, let's... damn it. Keep doing that. Let's have a look at Kimi. He is open to a contract. Let's see if he wants to join us. Probably going to want a fair old chunk of cash. It's offering 1.2 mil. Put him on a one breakout contract. We'll offer him a 75,000 signing bonus. Let's offer him a contract. Let's change out that suspension. There we go. Spare chassis will be ready in a day. We've got two underfloors, so I can now put one on to Sainz, and we've got another front wing now as well. There we go. So both cars now running the same spec. Lovely stuff. When are we going to get a new suspension? Not for a while. So I think I'll make another spare suspension. There we go. Into car manufacturing. Make another suspension. There we go. So we've got 2 spares, or we will have 2 spares. What's left in our inbox to look at? Chassis manufactured. That is done. Close to the end of the month, we've got 3.7 mil. Next upgrade is 4.9 mil. 3.5. Tempting. We'll hang on to the money for now. Let's check in with the board. Delighted with the result, as they damn well should be. And we're getting a nice monthly payment of 5.4 mil, although that is then offset against salaries. I am also going to do a little bit of scouting. Where is Leandro Fornaroli? Oh wow, yeah, look at that. Colapinto is only 69 rated. So yeah, that's going to be rough for any upcoming Williams saves, unless they give him a boost, which I'd be surprised if they do. There we go. Leonardo Fornaroli is a young Italian driver. We are going to scout him and look at maybe getting him in our young driver program. Where is Mini? Where is Mini? Is he not in the game anymore? Oh, there he is. I went straight past him without even realising. Also, a young Italian. We are going to scout him as well. There was one other Italian driver who I don't think has carried across, and I can't remember what his name is. But I don't think he's in this edition of the game. I will recognise it as soon as I see him. But yeah, he's not in the game, I don't think. Let me slowly work my way back up. No, he's not in the game. Cannot remember what the hell he's called. Giovinazzi, as you can see, is a free agent. I released him because I didn't want to pay out however much he was getting paid. Doesn't actually show me what his previous contract information was. But yeah, I didn't want to pay out his contract because, you know, as a 30-year-old, he was never going to get anywhere on the grid. Didn't need him. So that is it for tonight. Fingers crossed we will get the patch tomorrow so that we can get our Brabham file started. But if not, we will be back with Ferrari again and we will be racing at Monaco. So there will be a live stream tomorrow. It's just a question of whether it's going to be Monaco with Ferrari and what should be hopefully a very comfortable win for us there as well, or a very uncomfortable race with a very, very slow Brabham team at the back of the grid. We will just have to wait and see whether or not the patch releases tomorrow. But either way, as I say, we'll be back at the usual time of 8 p.m. tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's live stream. We will be back tomorrow, as I say, usual time. Until then, thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.